Retired four-star naval officer Admiral James Stavridis now, former Supreme Allied Commander at NATO and a senior NBC News international security and diplomacy contributor. Admiral, President Biden standing by these comments over the weekend that Putin cannot remain in power. Does that actually risk escalating the situation, or is all of that just talk and overblown?
It would be the latter, Shep. And let's face it, he's already called him a war criminal. He's called him a butcher. He's called him everything in the book accurately. So I think for President Biden to sort of throw a tagline at the end of his speech and say he should not remain in power, it does not trip the meter as far as I'm concerned. Hey, I will remember that speech, not about anything about regime change, which I think the administration has clearly knocked down. I'm going to remember that as the speech about NATO as a sacred obligation, a speech about don't even think about going after an inch of NATO territory. That audience are our NATO allies, the American public, and finally, the Russians themselves. I think it was a pretty good response, frankly, Shep. You'll recall missiles landing in Western Ukraine when our president was just a few hundred kilometers away, shot across the bow. Good response by President Biden.
A top Ukrainian official, Admiral, has said that Russia's trying to split the nation in two, and it's starting to concentrate on the eastern part of the country. Do you agree with that assessment, or is this something else?
No, I completely agree with that is going to be the Russian position because they have no capability to consolidate an attack on the entire country. They have clearly failed at Plan A, which was to take the whole country over, get rid of Zelensky. Plan B, that is going to be to take this southeastern corner. It's about 10 to 15% of Ukraine. It's a highly Russian, ethnically oriented area. I think Putin is falling back because he's watching his military fail in their ability to consolidate real control over the whole country. I think that's going to be the negotiation in the next few months.
Admiral, almost out of time, but the Pentagon is sending 6 Navy attack planes and more than 200 troops to Germany. Pentagon says they won't be used against Russian forces, but to bolster NATO. Why now, do you think?
Smart move. As we look at the need to show Vladimir Putin the power, the scope, the scale of the NATO alliance, as the president said, don't even think about it. That's part of the response, Shep.
Admiral James Stavridis, as always, thank you.